Today, we are honoring the life and legacy of not just a Pets on Parade icon, but an incredible person near and dear to us all, especially our furry friends. Welcome to a special episode of Pets on Parade brought to you by 3TV. Today we are honoring and celebrating the life of our dear friend, Perry Fanzo. While he is no longer with us in person, he continues to be with us in spirit and will forever impact the lives of everyone he has touched. This episode is dedicated to you, Perry, and all those who know and love you. Of course, we could not have a show honoring this incredible man without adorable pets to help us do so. Perry dedicated a third of his life to helping homeless pets find their forever homes, and we continue that legacy with all of the four-legged friends here with us today. And joining us to honor Perry Fanzo is Dr. Hanson, President and CEO of the Arizona Humane Society. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Kelsey.
Now, Dr. Hanson, when you think of the Arizona Humane Society, it's hard not to think about Perry Fanzo. He truly is leaving a legacy behind of so much kindness and generosity.
Perry was a very special person, Kelsey. He was very kind, he was considerate, he was thoughtful. Perry was a volunteer, he was a foster, and he was a generous donor. And Perry was one of the first volunteers that I met when I came to the Arizona Humane Society more than 10 years ago. What I distinctly remember about Perry was almost immediately he told me what he liked, what he didn't like, what was working and what wasn't working. And he gave me that feedback for forever. And I always valued his input. It was always honest and sincere, and he was always willing to try something, even if he wasn't so sure that it was actually going to work. So Perry was special. Perry made a difference to a lot of people. He made a difference to a lot of animals. So Perry, we love you and miss you, and thank you for everything you've done.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned it. I think a lot of people had that experience of him being the first volunteer to welcome them, and he always had that sincere, that sincere spirit about him. Now, Perry was a volunteer for more than 20 years, and you also had the absolute pleasure of giving him the Presidential Award for his service, which is an absolutely incredible feat. How do you hope that people remember Perry for the years to come?
I really hope people remember Perry for how much he cared, whether it was about people or about pets or about service. So receiving the Presidential Service Award in 2022 was huge, and that really embodies Perry right there. He was special. Absolutely.
I mean, even when he received that award, he did not take it for himself. He said, "This is for all of my fellow volunteers and everyone at the Arizona Humane Society." So he just truly was an incredible person. Thank you so much for remembering him with us today, Dr. Hanson.
Thank you, Kelsey.
Now, like we mentioned, we still have adoptable pets on today's show that we'll introduce along with memories of Perry. And Lisa, you and Perry have been side by side each week right here on Pets on Parade. You two definitely had a wonderful friendship. But first, please introduce us to this absolutely beautiful pet that I'm sure Perry would love.
Yes, I have Athena here, a beautiful 8-week-old kitten that was checked into a hotel. Our field team had to be called because there were 6 cats that didn't check out, but their owner did. So these little sweeties came to the shelter to find a new home. She has got gorgeous blue eyes, and Perry would love it if we talked about the pets every week, and we will continue talking about the pets every week. Perry was a dear friend. I will miss him. I will miss seeing him once a week at least. He did lots of things. Perry was a software engineer at Honeywell for many years. He traveled the world. He lived in Japan. He probably visited almost every continent. He is just a wealth of knowledge in so many ways, but what I will remember him the most for is all he's done for the animals. He's an amazing advocate for animals that need a second chance in life. And every chance he got, whether that be here every Saturday with us or in our adoptions, he went to almost every big event the Humane Society had. And I will miss our time together tremendously. but I do know that Perry would want all of us, including all of you, to continue fostering, volunteering, and doing what's near and dear close to your heart, because second chance animals are where Perry really, where his heart really was at, and everything came through that way for the man. So I will miss him dearly, as I know you all will, but Perry, this show is for you, and we will continue doing this every week, every event in your honor.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Lisa. And you are so right. He had a story for everything. He truly was quite an interesting person with a lot of experiences. Thank you so much for that, Lisa. And today's show is definitely bittersweet for us all. And I know you recorded a lovely video, but before we watch that, can you please tell us about Winston, who I think is honoring Perry in his own way today, Janine?
Oh my gosh, I should be rolling around on the floor with him like Perry would be. This little boy, we're not quite sure what he is. Karen, Terry, Doodle, Yorkie, we're not sure. He is just the breed of cute, right? He was abandoned by somebody at our Sunny Slope campus, and we took him to our trauma hospital and checked out that he did have some kennel cough. And we went to a foster home, so he got to heal there and have socialization, but look at him. He's so puppy. I mean, we're saying a year and a half, but I don't know, maybe even younger. He has just been having so much fun over here, and he's so soft. He's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful dog. I mean, look at what you get in a shelter. Beautiful dogs like this. I'm just stunned. At the Humane Society, we truly believe that pets enrich your life. And for 23 years, Perry, he united homeless pets with loving families and really made a difference in everyone's lives. And so we want to keep honoring that for him. And, you know, and so does Winston. So tell us what you think, Winston, right? Say, come take me home.
In the 18 years that I've known Perry, he has been the kindest, most gentle soul. We made so many fun memories together, years of filming Pets on Parade, seeing him roll around the floor with the puppies, just loving on them, us dressing him up for all the crazy holiday shows where he didn't care that he looked silly, trying to catch an animal that might be flying off the table and catching him midair. I mean, silly stuff like that. It was just made our time on Pets on Parade just the most fun ever. His passion for saving animals' lives and caring for people, it really connects you to someone like that, because we're all in this together to make this world a better place. So he touched thousands of lives, people and animals, and we will miss him deeply, but I truly feel blessed to have called him my friend.
You said it right there. We truly are so blessed to have known him. Thank you, Janine. And like we mentioned, Perry was such a wonderful advocate for our pets, and I know his kindness was so inspirational anytime someone saw him, whether here on POP or at an event, right, Hannah?
Absolutely. I had the honor to know him just for a short amount of time, and I could tell that his kindness and dedication to the animals was so evident. I had the opportunity most recently to be on a street team event with him, and during that event I was able to see how passionate he was about animals. He had a really special way of inspiring people to want to do more, and he's definitely inspired me to want to do more for animals and animal welfare. And it's because of people like Perry that animals like Mandarin here have an opportunity at a second chance. Mama Kitty was brought to the Arizona Humane Society as a pregnant stray, and she stayed at our Meowternity suite, which I think is really cute. And Mandarin is a 12-week-old male orange tabby, as you can see. He was able, due to our amazing foster heroes, stay next to his mom until he was old enough to be on his own. And now he is ready to be adopted. He is purring constantly. I don't know if you could hear it or feel it, but he is just so sweet and so playful and so quiet and so kind.
Absolutely. His presence will absolutely be missed. Thank you so much for that, and thank you, Mandarin. I think it's almost orange season here, so perfect timing. And now, for anyone who's familiar with Pets on Parade, you may know that Perry did Breed of the Week every now and again, which was one of my favorite segments. And Denise, I think he would have had a great time with Ladypug this week.
Yes, he would, because Ladypug is a pug. I met Perry many years ago when I started volunteering at the Campus for Compassion walking dogs, and he was my trainer. And you say, why do you need a trainer to help you walk dogs? Well, walking dogs in a shelter is an art. And Perry was great at it. And then here on Pets on Parade, he was my trainer too. And he taught me all about how to do media, especially what to do when you forget all of your lines and all of your talking points. He did Breed of the Week, and I learned so much from hearing him do Breed of the Week. And he loved to be on the floor with the dogs. And he would have loved little 3-year-old Ladypug because she's a lap dog. And all she wants to do is have you get on the floor, and she wants to crawl into your lap. She came to the Arizona Humane Society with her puppies, one of which you'll meet later in the show. She is an adorable dog. Perry would have loved her, and she's looking for a wonderful home who's going to give her all the love and attention that she deserves.
Oh, absolutely. Now, one of my favorite stories about Perry that he used to tell of someone forgetting their lines right here on Pets on Parade was it cut to someone really quick and they said, "This is a nice cat." Absolutely adorable. Now, before we go into break, we want to leave you with a few words from fellow Pets on Parade volunteer and foster hero, Stacy Batiste.
I met Perry when I taped my first segment of Pets on Parade in 2017, and I remember he walked in with a smile and a hello for everyone, and he just had this calming energy, and he was great without making anyone else feel less than. I know I'll miss him, we'll all miss him, and I definitely know the animals will miss him. It's a great loss, but we'll go forward and he'll be there with us in spirit, just like he would want us to go on helping as many animals as we can.
Welcome back to our special episode to honor the life of Perry Fanzo. Here to help me do just that is Carrie Hughes, foster manager for the Arizona Humane Society. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Now, Carrie, you had not only the pleasure of working with Perry right here on Pets on Parade throughout the years, but also as a wonderful foster hero.
I did. Perry was just an amazing man, Kelsey. He was a beloved friend, and he was a passionate animal advocate. And so it's just really hard to be here today without him. It was funny when Perry retired, I was like, oh boy, it's a unicorn foster home, a home that we dream of with no other pets and such a passionate animal lover. And so, you know, Perry had been fostering us for only 3 years, but he fostered 88 puppies in that time. And for those of you that have ever fostered a puppy, it's a lot of work. And Perry was just the champ. He was always open to my text message. I would text him and say, hey, Perry, I got some puppies for you. And he'd be like, okay, I'll take 2. And I'd be like, hey, how about 3? Sir, how about 3? And the only time he ever would tell me no was when he was having his buddies in to go golfing. So I just knew that we could always count on him. He was my super secret puppy foster for all of those things like Puppy Bowl and Compassion with Fashion for our very special puppies that needed a home that wouldn't adopt him. It was amazing that he had all 88 of those puppies and was not tempted even once. He wanted to continue to help all of the sick and injured pets that we have coming through our door every day. And so he will be greatly missed. Our foster team will, will need other community members to step up to fill his shoes, and he would love that. He was always one to talk highly about the joy that pets bring to people in their life. He reminded me of Bob Barker, spay and neuter your pets. Like, he just really wanted to get that message across. And one thing that I always remember him saying as I grew to know him over the years was never judge a dog by its behavior in the kennel. Always take the opportunity to get that pet out and see what really is inside of that pet. And so, Perry, we will continue to love on these pets and honor the work that he did, and we'll keep him in our hearts. And sign up to be a puppy foster because we'll sure need some extra help.
Absolutely. You know what? I was actually here in person when he got some of those text messages from you. I was just waiting for the day of when you convinced him to take a whole litter of 10, which I think would have eventually happened. Truly a wonderful, selfless man who gave not only his heart but his home to being a foster hero. So I hope others are also inspired by his example. Thank you so much for sharing those sweet memories with us, Carrie. And Christine Brandon unfortunately could not be here today, but said some beautiful words. Christine says Perry was always so helpful and kind to me. We also worked together in adoptions. His big grin and easy presence went a long way towards sending countless AHS pets to their forever homes. And another amazing volunteer who helps us behind the scenes is Mick McGuire, who has some beautiful words to send us to break.
Perry was a quiet giant. There were no boundaries to his love for the animals that crossed his path and the people in his life. Perry's sudden and unexpected departure has left all of us stunned. He will be missed by many. We all can be inspired by his devotion and dedication to animals in need and can be motivated by Perry to dedicate our volunteer service in his memory. May you rest in peace. You will be missed, Perry.
Welcome back to Pets on Parade as we honor AHS volunteer, pet advocate, and friend Perry Fanzo. For those who are familiar with Pets on Parade, you know Ashley Goebel hosted this wonderful show before I did for more than 10 years and had a wonderful relationship with Perry as well. Unfortunately, she's not able to be here today, but she says Perry was a true legacy at the Arizona Humane Society. He was the best dog walker, a nurturing puppy foster, and one of our most dedicated volunteers. Through countless hours spent walking, fostering, and helping, Perry showed what it truly means to give selflessly. His compassion and devotion will be deeply missed, but his legacy of kindness and service will continue to inspire all of us. Rest in peace, Perry. Your spirit lives on in every paw print you help guide. Now we have a gorgeous kitty who I'm sure is just wonderful, Bree. And you know what? Perry did always have a way with pets of all kinds.
He had such a great way with pets. I met him in 2011 when I first started volunteering at the Arizona Humane Society. And I was down at the Campus for Compassion, and he was out walking the dogs. And somebody had mentioned that he was like a super volunteer. And I remember going up and introducing myself to him, and he was starting his shift in adoptions already. And I had so much fun chatting with him. He really is exactly what you see on TV every single week. He is just the most kind-hearted, nice person. And I got asked that by a friend. She's like, you know, is everyone exactly the way they are on TV? And I'm like, Perry is just absolutely wonderful. And he would want you to come down and meet this little sweetheart and take this little sweetheart home, because he really did care about these wonderful pets, and we're going to miss him dearly.
His impact is countless with all the pets that he was able to help find forever homes. Thank you so much for that, Bree. And for those who knew him, they knew Perry could handle any pet, from the smallest critters to the biggest dogs. He truly was a unique person, and I think this one is waiting for some belly rubs from him, Linda.
This is Roxy. She is a 1-year-old Perry Australian Shepherd. He knew breeds like you would not believe. He was so incredibly talented. She's a 1-year-old Australian Shepherd. She was found hit on I-17, and she does still have kind of a little bit of a boo-boo on the back of her foot here. But she's going to be doing really well. She's going to go back and get that fixed up today after we leave. And one of my favorite memories about Perry is the first time I ever had to handle a pit bull, and I was really nervous. And it was the best experience, and I am a huge fan since Perry introduced me to pit bulls and the wonderful quality they have. Now, everyone has said pretty much everything we can say, and I'm going to try to refrain from losing a tear here, but I just want to say, they say that all dogs go to heaven, so you can only imagine how much fun Perry's having up there. This is Roxy. We love you, Perry.
Absolutely, and we've had so many people say that there's a lot of adorable pets waiting for him on Rainbow Bridge, so thank you for that, Linda. And now, Sula, you also have recorded some beautiful words for Perry, but before we listen to what you said about him, who is this adorable pup?
This little one is Baby Pug. Just like many of the pets that Perry helped along the way, he was in foster care. As we remember his life, let's remember that kindness lives on in the many lives he touched, furry and human.
I met Perry when I first started volunteering media for the Hispanic channels. He was already a legend. I remember feeling a mix of admiration, inspiration, and even a little fear. He was too good. and I thought, how could I ever measure up to him? But Perry was never about competition. He was about kindness. More than an incredible voice for media, Perry was the best volunteer, the most dedicated, the most loving. He gave his whole heart to the cause, to the animals, and to the people around him. He loved and was loved in return. From now on, every time I step into the shelter, every time I speak for those who have no voice, Perry will be there in my mind and in my heart. And if I can be ever half the advocate, the friend, the human that he was, I will consider that a life well lived. Perry, our hearts are broken, but the show will go on, with you always in our memories. Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning in with us today as we celebrate the life of Perry Fanzo. As you can see, he not only touched us in so many ways, but so many of you out there as well. For anyone who doesn't believe that one person can make a difference, they didn't have a Perry in their life. A selfless pet lover who not only advocated for a better world for all animals, but truly worked to make it one each and every day. From the countless pets he showcased right here on Pets on Parade, to those he helped find forever families, the many adorable puppies he welcomed into his home as a loving foster hero, and the countless hours he spent with the Arizona Humane Society, Perry truly was the epitome of how one person can touch the lives of so many in so many ways. We are all better having known Perry and are grateful to him for not just being such a wonderful volunteer, but someone many of us, including myself, consider a mentor and dear friend. Thank you, Perry, for your unfaltering kindness and for sharing your gifts with us. We are grateful for the time we were lucky enough to share with you. And while your presence is already missed immensely, we know you are with us in every tail wag, every kitty purr, and every bunny hop. Thank you, Perry. This one's for you.
Arizona Humane Society for 22 years.
Right here, this is Dee Dee, this is Fifi.
Volunteer Service Award, and say congratulations.
Look at that face.
They need to be touched. These are puppies that have never been in a home.
Whatever you do.
She's climbing Volcano Perry right there.
It's squirrely. And he is a sip. So we did separate them and
Love matching an animal with
information. Very fluffy puppy. Yeah, say it.
point in time, loving, affectionate. And so
the happiness it brings them to take an animal home.
Thousands of more animals like this gorgeous one right here. And with your help and your donation.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you right here next week. Available every day to give pet resources.
I have spent time with this dog.
Doing for spay news. So come on, be social, very, very friendly. And oh my God, if I had.
And we're just as lucky to have this one with us.